So a year ago, an incredible opportunity was offered to me of doing a year-long volunteer mission in Iceland. And yep, I was not expecting it. My name is David Mano, and this is my story. A year ago, I was about to finish my BA, and I was pulling my hair out trying to write my dissertation. And I was starting to doubt myself and fearing about the future. And yep, that tends to happen when you're trying to write a 12,000 word paper. So I remember to pray to God for direction. That was when I received a phone call from the Icelandic conference inviting me to volunteer with them. I didn't say yes or no, but at this very moment I knew that I had to go. Now this is what I did as soon as this phone call ended. I started searching everything I could to find out about Iceland. I really did not know anything about Iceland. I have never, ever considered going to Iceland or even going on a mission, but I felt that it was right. I needed to go. And you know what? I was in for a treat. My first 3 months in Iceland, actually my entire year, was full of work. I've engaged with church youth, doing all sorts of activities. One of them was to be a part of the amazing team where together we participated in the Global Youth Day, going out to the community and hosting a 30-minute live stream TV show. I also worked for the only Adventist school. In fact, it's the only Christian school in Iceland. And it was amazing be able to be involved with the younger generation. One of the things that I really enjoyed was to drive to visit the churches, either to preach or lead youth programs. I've also used other types of transportation like a plane and travel by ship to preach in those more isolated churches. I faced challenges and the true Icelandic storms. I visit the gorgeous landscape and waterfalls, feeling the Nordic sun on my face while I contemplated God's wonders. And you know what? Now that I've nearly reached my endpoint in Iceland, I still feel I didn't do enough because there is still so much to do. When we think about mission trips, the majority of us will think of underdeveloped countries. But what about the postmodern countries, secular countries that are closing churches because there are not enough members? Places where people are turning their backs to God, shutting down their minds to everything that is religious. Or simply, they just don't know who God is. Iceland only has a population of just over 350,000 people, with only 5 Adventist churches. They are really struggling with the lack of members, where some of the churches, it's only a handful of people. So what can I do to help? And what can you do to help places like this? For me, it's quite simple: to share the good news with them. God says in Isaiah 52 verse 7, "How lovely on the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news, who announces peace and brings good news of happiness, who announces salvation and says to Zion, your God reigns." We are all instruments in God's hands to bring joy to others. There are actually so many people out there eager to receive the great news. We actually don't need to go to some far-off mission field to make a difference. We can all be missionaries and make a difference, whatever we are. Looking back now at my time here, my heart is filled with joy because of all activities that I was involved with, because of all the friends I made, for everything I've seen and experienced. Even the less good moments were important, because everything that we go through shapes us. But there is still so much to do. There is still so much to learn. And I'm extremely happy that God provided me with this amazing opportunity. I've grown so much by it, and I still have so much to learn. But don't just take my word for it. What about you? Have you thought about mission? At home, as a volunteer, or in a year of service? It could change your life and the lives of many others. It certainly changed me. How about it? My name is David Mano, and this is my story.